dang.
Dong.
I don't have a. I thought that was for Q&A. I thought the ding was for Q&A.
It is.
Well, it was ding, dang, dong. So,
It's very festive in here.
no it isn't.
It's not at all.
No,
There's
it's very like, we're making progress on a lot of projects.
Yeah,
so it's
I know,
not
it's kind of
festive,
like-
it's like, yeah. It's awesome. Wrong choice of words.
Right, I know.
Nice one, Whitney.
Progress.
So yesterday we were doing a project, quick project, like it'll only take a second, and it was putting up that stunking TV. You're like, oh, it'll only take a second. 45 minutes later, we're still doing it.
Yeah.
And why is it blue?
Stop, okay, hold on a second, hold on a
That's
second.
when the curtains are closer
Hold
on
the
it.
fort. So, almost fell over there. So, Brooke and I are getting this TV mounted, we're almost getting it done, and Leslie comes in and says, if you had only made it 3 inches over to the left. Now,
We centered it under the window.
we centered it.
Fantastic. Here's my question.
Oh, here we go.
Why under the window? Because what if we need to air this out and it's snowing or raining outside? You have electronics directly underneath a window.
Oh,
I feel like
We don't get to air
a
that
little
when
more
it's
planning
snowing.
should have gone
so
into the
we've,
location.
okay, fine, I'd love to answer that question. We've actually left that window open before. With
No.
nothing but snow loaded up, and what it does is it kind of like layers itself and doesn't come over the edge. So
Okay.
I'm not worried about leaving that open during a snowstorm
Okay.
because
Not a good idea though.
we've done it many times. Remember when we put the epoxy in here?
Yes.
Yeah, on the floor? So we put epoxy in here? Well, anyway, that's another story.
Yeah, another story.
It's a funny one. But the reason why I bring up that TV, because that was a project that Brooke and I did together, high five on the live. Ding!
Dong.
So there's one of three, ding, dang, or dong.
Oh, I didn't
So
know.
if she
I
says
was,
dong and I say ding, you say.
I thought the tall people were doing the ding.
Dang! You're tall.
Not at all, which is fine.
That's
I rhyme.
So the reason why I bring up that project is because Brooke has been working with us for how long now?
About a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
she started last July or August.
Yes, and very end of July.
And Brooke started out as scheduling,
Yes.
and her job was to.
Schedule.
No, come on. What was your job? It's just you don't have to say the word.
Schedule.
It's just an effing schedule.
Right.
See, I didn't say the word. So that was her job, just to take care of the schedule. And I gotta say, yeah.
Do you know what? The schedule blows.
Horribly.
Because we came up with the term Tetrising the schedule because I was constantly Tetrising the schedule. Like it's dynamic.
We're
With what
just
we do,
starting
it's
to
very
move away from
dynamic.
that.
Right, yes.
Mhm.
We're just starting to move away from that.
Right.
But when Brooke started working for us, her job was to Tetris the schedule. And I tell you, Brooke did not.
Not good at Tetris.
And she didn't like
Oh,
it though.
I do
great
not
at
like Tetris.
I love
Right,
Tetris. I
and
love
Tetris,
it.
I will say, is
And-
fun. Not with the schedule.
Yeah, not with the schedule.
And we've hired Leslie, and she does a fantastic
Yes,
job.
she
She
does.
loves doing it. But Brooke used to get her job done, and then she would run downstairs and be like, "Hey, can I help in the lab?"
I need a break. I need a
up
break.
in the office
Yeah.
in front of the computer screen, listening to like quiet music downstairs, and you guys laughing. I'm like, I want to hang out. I want to do something.
So
No,
she would come
totally.
downstairs. Whitney and I would be working downstairs on a mix, and Brooke would come back like, "Hey,"
Can I
Can I
clean?
sweep the
Can I
floor?
do something?
and you're like, "What? You want to say no, right? But you don't."
Look at that sweet smile. What are you gonna do with that?
Offering to sleep.
So, anyways.
Yeah, see, I wanted to say no, but Whitney's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, just let her sweep something."
Well, no, and she kept doing that, and she always like when she came down and was working in the lab, it didn't matter what she was doing. She was so happy.
Mm.
And
I
so
like
one
that.
day we had hired Leslie, and Brooke was down in the lab.
That
Working on
wasn't the day.
something.
That
It
wasn't
was?
the day. No. That was the day that you talked to her.
That
It
was
was
the day I
one
talked to
day
you.
we were working, and I had to do. We were doing business cards, and I had to use there's a special fixture on the mixer that we use for. It's a whipping fixture
Mhm.
instead of the paddle, and you have to use this special.
Nope, that was after. You were
No.
forgetting the story. You were forgetting the story.
May
Brooke
I?
was in the lab.
May I?
Yes, please.
I do remember the whipping fixture being after I moved
Thank
to the
you.
lab.
Appreciate
You're
it.
just
I
saying that
don't-
because you love her.
A little true, but that's the reality of what happened, John.
So what
I
happened
stand corrected.
that day was Brooke was down in the lab doing something, and she walked outside, and I turned to Jonathan, and I was like, what if we have Brooke work in the lab? Because she loves being in the lab.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Son of a biscuit.
he's like, that's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
So Brooke
That
came
really
back
was
in.
A great
I know,
idea.
I know.
Wow.
So Brooke came in, and we were like,
Hey,
how do you feel about switching to the lab? And I don't think I've ever seen you so
right?
happy.
And I was like, yeah, the lab. Yeah.
She was like, I am so happy to give up scheduling.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
so immediately, the change happened immediately that Brooke started working in the lab.
Right.
Whitney and I started training her. And Brooke was picking up techniques. Now, I'll tell you something. I know it sounds silly. Because when you talk concrete, when you talk, cement chemistry and doing these mixes, the expectation is, well, it's just concrete. Well, we work in a very scientific lab.
Right.
It's CCRL certified, so we have to be maintained at a certain relative humidity, temperature, blah, blah, blah throughout. And then there's a very set of specific procedures
Right.
that you have to stick to. And then the final piece of it, and it was the using or mixing, help me out with this, mixing with the business cards.
Right.
We have a proprietary way of mixing and making the mix. It's not just the ingredients, which we have no problem publishing, it's how to make it. And there's a technique that I've been using for years, and I've taught a lot of people how to use
so
it.
freaking hard.
It's so annoying. What?
Wicking.
Right now? Brooke is
She's
gonna
got
run.
2 minutes. You've
Okay.
got 2 minutes wiggle room at this point.
Anyway,
Go.
Brooke picked it up on the
Right.
first try. It was weird how good you were, right? Like at using this technique. And ever since then, no matter what we've done, and listen, working in the lab, unless you love doing it,
Right.
in a concrete lab, it ain't easy. You're lifting up heavy pieces of concrete. It's always dusty.
Right.
You have to worry about certain chemicals and the caustic reactions.
Well, and it's very active all the time.
Which I do love.
Unless you have this positive attitude. And that has been
And muscles.
Right.
it's-
Nice work.
years Whitney and I have been struggling trying to find. We actually hired my dad as a technician. God bless him.
The word.
He is the worst.
Anyways.
We would give him stuff on a Monday and say, hey, I need this by next Monday. You have 1 week
Oh yeah.
to get it done. Explain to him.
I'm gonna go be an awesome lab tech. And
Okay.
do wiki.
Sunday night, Dad would call me and like at 9 o'clock at night and say, hey, can you come out to the lab for a second?
Just 1 second.
And next thing I know, I'd be doing all like 10 mixes.
Yeah. Which, in his defense, he was not a lab technician.
No,
but,
it's a special person that can
It totally
be
is. It totally
a
is.
concrete lab technician.
Yeah.
And Brooke really has been.
He has. She has. She absolutely has. And we've had a number of other technicians, some that have been in the industry, other ones that have not, but she has by far been the best one.
Brooke, we're finishing this up when you're not here.
She's got it.
We're gonna wait for you.
She's got it for Whitney.
Hey.
Hi.
So we were just talking about how you smell a little bit.
Yes. Smell
No,
great.
well, hey,
Nice
there's a
words.
balance.
Very nice.
Good and bad.
Smell good. That's what you were talking about.
Great.
Nice words, you know.
So it's been nothing but a pleasure and a treasure to have Brooke here. Not only is our lab more sustainable, especially at the specific requirements that we've had, but like I know why I'm happy to be here and how I jump out of bed every morning. But seriously, when you jump out of bed, you're like concrete,
Yeah.
right?
My aunt said the other day, she's like, you've been working a lot of hours. I'm like, good thing I love my job. True, I do.
well, and
They're
it
good
just
people to work for. And it's interesting and
It's-
fun.
Yeah.
like
All good things.
I've worked a lot of jobs in my career, and there's something about concrete that you can see it go from a started raw material, collection of raw materials to a hardened finished product within hours. And there's that, you continually get that sense of success.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
And
true.
failure,
Right.
I mean, is pretty
Plenty of that
intense.
too.
But then the recovery is quick.
Sure.
And you can see the success from the recovery and the lesson learned.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's why, you two see, value out of working here and why you jump out of bed every morning, but I gotta tell you, when I jump out of bed, I don't say satellite, but I definitely say concrete.
Well, we've got a great team too. We've worked
Yeah.
very hard.
I say cheesecake.
Yeah, you didn't
Dude.
have any. No, we've got a great team though. We've worked very hard to just
Create an environment.
of just good, positive,
Yeah,
supportive people.
Support,
So.
teamwork.
Right.
Yeah, it's a
So,
good
yeah.
environment for sure.
Duh. We lose things a lot though.
No, we don't.
We really don't.
Oh yeah, sometimes we do.
You,
What?
You lose
It
things.
seems very organized, I think.
Like your glasses,
I lose my glasses a lot.
and your wallet.
Ding!
Dang!
Dong!
Dong!
Dang.
Thank you, Haley.
You're welcome. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Ding the bell for notifications. Go Concrete!
Beat asphalt!